You actually said that Singaporeans are not inhibited actually. There's a discrepancy, you know. We're not inhibited, we actually are quite jovial, we communicate, but something else is missing. Is it our Asian values that's keeping us from procreating?
I don't know these things about these Asian values because I look at the internet value. Internet value is great. I mean, today if anybody want to access to things like pornography, it's just a click away. But why do people want to go into pornography, into those websites? Because they want to know more about themselves, because they are curious. All right. I think on the other hand is that there is no far greater reach than what today's internet platform can provide. So people are wanting to know beyond information, what else do they want to find out? They want a physical proof of who they are. They are going through a lot of changes in their lives. They are being distracted. They do not know what they stand for nowadays, and people are getting lost. I mean, I have young couples that come to us and say, you know, we've been married for 1 year and we're getting bored of our sex lives. The first thing I'll tell them is say, oh, I see. So how did you get to know each other? Oh, we knew each other like, you know, maybe 6 years ago. So why do you decide to get married? I don't know, we thought it's the right time. So it's the right time for what? Right time to stay together? Well, a marriage is a long-term decision. You need to have plans. The plans are how to keep yourself interested for that length of time. I suspect today's marriage need to be facilitated. We used to think that we used to have this saying about, you know, a man 7 years each. I think it's much shorter now because
7 years each.
Yeah, I mean the guy is traveling. I mean it's the nature of his business. He travels regionally. There's a low cost carrier. He brings his holiday and he goes to some meetings in the morning and come back in the evening. He's exposed to all kind of distraction. I mean in the form of women, obviously. So you will see this scenario that he's easily tempted. So how do couples need to, how do they bond together? So it's a question of a plan. They need to have a plan for each other. I've seen a lot of couples that come together. You know, I know him, he knows me, he know what we want. You see, but we go through different phases of life, right? The certain phases of life requires us to set our priorities differently. So how do you manage that? So we don't assume that if today we are getting married, then does it mean that we know naturally what to do in our priorities of life? No, you need to be discussed right down to finance, right down to taking care of your parents, right down to children, right down to so many other things. But what about intimacy?
So is that where sort of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the couple sort of comes in? You guys are the middleman?
Yeah, we're middlemen, but we're not the one that's staying inside the bedroom. I mean, that's the fun part.
How do you help the couples in?
Well, I think about creativity, I think about communication, I think about commitment. I think these are 3 C's we look at. So if you're talking about creativity, well, I mean, you're in the same room all the time. And if you have to go to a hotel, you go right down to a top-end Ritz-Carlton, then you'll be thinking about, well, you know, you're going to spend so much for a few hours of what? No, I think this approach is not just about money. I think the approach is about how to make yourself, or being interested with a choice partner for a very long time. So both of these couples need to be evolving, but after some time they need some kind of aids. So when we provide certain aids, we are creating a spicy dimension to your bedroom adventure. And I think bedroom is about adventure. It's not about the same old thing, you know what I mean? So it's about creating adventure. What is adventure? Adventure is about looking at things creatively. It's about sharing. It's about telling a person, you know what, I like you to do that. Or you know what, we should do something else. So there's going to be this open communication. I think it's one of the most important parts between 2 couples.